Danny Vegas time. Danny Vegas world. It's segment 4.
Hello again. What's up, Danny?
So I'm just waiting for your 4.
Oh, sorry.
All right,
Oh,
4.
goodness.
All right, as I always say, Lexis Brown from the Lexis Brown Law Firm, and she is your champion of justice. And if you, real fast, she does all kinds of things, especially for all your small business folks. You need Alexis Brown. You need her in your quiver of weapons. You need her on your platform because everybody needs someone to turn to for good advice to make sure you're on the straight and narrow.
That's right. And you can get me, of course, on my website, alexisbrownlaw.com, or you can give me a call, 702-848-8806.
That's right. And if you can't find her, just call me because I got her on speed dial.
That he does.
I guess that's good. All right.
It's because we're friends, Danny. That's
because we're friends. Oh, yeah. Speaking of friends, I just want to be friends.
Let's just be friends.
Let's just be friends. Okay. Last week, Alexis Brown, we talked a little bit about a scenario. I sent you the video of how a problem can develop in the workplace, because I want men to know, because we have this in our minds that sexual harassment can only happen from some bigwig guy who has power over your paycheck, has power over your promotions, basically is a supervisor who basically can, end a career, stop your advancement, unless you pay to play.
And that's absolutely true, of course.
And that is true.
Yes. But so can your coworkers.
So can your coworkers. And gentlemen, most of you are not the big wig, right? You're a coworker in a working environment with women, okay? And you can get just as much trouble by being cute, trying to be funny, all that stuff. You can be just as in trouble because, quite frankly, like I said last week, you make a gal uncomfortable, now all of a sudden she can take you to HR. And once you're there, all of a sudden it's not so cute no more. I thought we were friends. She was so cool. We had lunch every day. What's wrong with her? I thought she liked that stuff.
Well, now, unfortunately, you're getting investigated by HR, potentially. But, of course, it depends. And, every scenario is always different.
Right.
But, of course, if a guy is grabby at work, if he's, you let him down gently and he's being aggressive at work, you can go report it to HR, you know what I mean? And then HR is, of course, going to step in. At least they should anyways. Well, they better step in.
The thing you just said was interesting. If you tried to let him down gently. Are women responsible to let them down gently before they go to HR?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the law says that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But, of course, if you have turned somebody down, I'm just saying in the scenario where you've gone out on a date or whatever and they're trying to set up a second date with you and you're like, look, I really don't want to, and then he still does something or whatever the case may be and he gets weird at work. It depends on the circumstances, but I could see circumstances where, if that situation devolved into something weird, then you're going to report it to HR and you could get yourself into trouble as a guy.
Right. Well, I will tell you, gentlemen, and this is kind of more on you because you're the ones always stepping on it. And it usually is not the ladies. Women tend to know when you are getting close to the line. They kind of have a clock where it's like, okay, you are getting too either grabby, you're touching my arm, you're touching the small of my back, you're getting over the line. Women have a very good sense of that. And I always tell men, don't put yourself in a position where you can't control something. And when you make a woman uncomfortable at work, okay?
Even outside of work.
Yeah, you can't, outside, this is kind of a work thing. I know every woman I know has had an unwanted advance.
At work.
At work. I'm sure you can say at work too. And I know how men can get in trouble because I've listened to them when the women aren't around. And they really feel like I didn't do anything wrong. She seemed so friendly. She didn't care. All of a sudden she cared. And now I'm kind of hung out to dry. I say you put yourself in that position because you put yourself in a position where you couldn't control. You couldn't control it. I mean, you might think it's funny. You might think it's cute.
Well, doesn't it make sense to not even really be trying to date at work?
That's my scenario. Gentlemen, there's billions of women out there. But like I said in the video, men go down a path of least resistance. I know Alexis Brown. I've known her for a year. I know she likes galas. I know she likes this. I like that too. I got an extra ticket. I'm going to ask her.
At the same time, if your workplace has a policy against it, for one, they may. So you need to think about that.
They might, but no one listens to that. No one listens to that.
Well, the thing is they may have a policy where you should report it to HR. So HR is aware of what's going on from the very beginning. I think that's the point, is that HR wants to know what's going on in case these things do devolve, you know?
Yes, and they will devolve.
They can.
Believe me. They do.
They don't always.
They don't all. Maybe once in a blue moon. But the important thing is, I want, because Alexis Brown is a lawyer. She's the one that's going to listen to your sad sack story and tell you this, that gentlemen, just because you're not in a position of power, just because you're a warehouse worker, you're loading the truck, whatever, you are still under the same rules, the same laws, Title VII, which I guess I just learned today. It's you too. So listen to Danny Vegas. Just listen. You know what? Go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's probably the best idea to just not date at work if you can avoid it. But if you are dating at work, you have to really just be careful about it and not be a creep either. Like what?
Don't be Uncle
don't
Pervy.
Be a creep, you know?
Yeah, don't be creepy. Okay, we got 3 minutes left.
Sure.
Lawsuits are flying.
They are.
They're just flying.
They are.
My question is, are law firms just filing lawsuits and we'll find something later? Or are they because this is big money, I'm just going to file something. I don't know if they did anything wrong. I don't know if they did or not, but we're filing one anyway. And is that right?
Well, here's the thing. I think the fact that we're all having debates about whether or not there was some error on the part of a hotel, on the part of the concert venue, on part of the, stock manufacturer, that we're all having these debates shows that it may be appropriate to go in front of a jury. You know what I mean? Because that's who's going to decide is our public, right? They're the ones that are going to sit in front of these cases and decide whether or not there was negligence on the part of the hotel, or if there was, negligence, at the concert venue or anything like that in these cases.
What I do like it, and this is where I love my lawyer friends, lawyers are going to get these answers. Because I just don't trust the authorities to be fully transparent. I think in the history have showed that power corrupts, absolutely, but you need those lawyers in there. My biggest question is, how does this guy get into a service elevator? Service elevators are bigger. They're behind the scenes. They're not the little beautiful elevators with the marble glass, and you can take a lot of stuff up. And according to the reports, this guy was using. Did he tip somebody? Has he been at that hotel so many times? It's just that crazy dude. He's taking all that stuff up to his room. Let him use the service elevator. Is that against policy? We're gonna find out. These lawyers are gonna find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out, and these lawyers are gonna champion the way to do that. That I'm all for. I just don't, I just sit there and look at some of this lawyer stuff and I'm just like, I just see, love you know that. I just see people just sharpening the knives.
They are preparing for battle. I think that, lawyers, we don't call our trial prep rooms war rooms for nothing. You know what I mean? We really do prepare to try to go to war against, these issues to try and help our clients. These people had a horrible thing happen to them. Is there fault on the part of the casinos? Is there, some issue on the part of the concert venue? That's the questions that'll be out there to resolve.
And I think the question to me, and I keep, this is something that's never been done before. Okay, it isn't like something that you were trying to stop the guy with the backpack, but you didn't do it. This is something that's never been happened before, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to take a number of years. Our hearts go out to all our victims, even the people that were there that didn't get shot but were there. We love you, and man, it's going to be.
It was such a tragedy, and I'm glad that there are some really good law firms that are helping these people get the answers, and the compensation and the justice that they all deserve. You know what I mean? They all really do deserve from this tragedy.
That's right. So, okay, we're going to run a little bit over. Tell us how to find you one more time.
AlexisBrownLaw.com, or please give me a call, 702-848-8806.
That's right. We love Alexis Brown. She'll be back next month. And if you have some questions, maybe we'll do that next time. We'll try to get some questions.
Would love that.
Before the show. See you next month.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.